Good afternoon, it's Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and the hits just keep on coming. Not only have I gone over the new Ancient Gear support and new Lightstorm support, but we still have the Blue Eyes cards we gotta go over with you all. We also still have some brand new cards that just got revealed. And we gotta go over now the new Magistus support revealed. So Magistus, the support has not been came out yet. We don't know what any of the cards are gonna do or how many we're getting. But Magistus, Witchcraft, and of course the Invoked, and the Endymion, and the Spellbook archetypes, all those are like part of the same lore. And it looks like they're all getting support in a new they're part of new OCG stories. So Sky Striker was the last story. We got a lot of new Sky Striker cards, and it was basically a manga going over the Sky Striker cards. Plus, we got a whole bunch of Sky Striker cards. But now we got confirmed that the next story is going to be regarding the Magistus, and the Magistus aren't just part of like its own archetype. It is, but it's also, the Magistus as a whole are based on the Witchcraft. They're based on the Spellbooks. They're based on the Endymions. They're based on a whole bunch of different archetypes. Invokers in the archetype. There's so many different types of Spellcasters that are going to get support because Magistus are getting support, which is absolutely insane and just really, really good. So that's kind of what this discussion video is going to be about. I was going to make this like, ooh, what's a new reveals? But instead, this is definitely a discussion we got to have because this storyline has already been going on for like years now since Magistus came out. It kind of connected them all together. But now Konami's going to be like, okay, let's flesh this out. Like, yes, the Magistus are a really cool idea of an archetype. Like, their whole gimmick is that they use extra deck monsters as equip spells to give their, like, boss monsters special effects. Like, their big boss monster is Zoa, and Zoa's effect is for every different type from the extra deck that's equipped to him in the spell and trap zone, he is a floodgate for them. So if he has a link attached to him, you can't activate links. Oh, your opponent can't. If he has a synchro attached to him, your opponent can activate synchros. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be on him. It could also be just in your back row. Like, it could be attached to your own other XYZ or any other monsters. As long as it's in the back row, your opponent is floodgated from those extra deck monsters. Now, you can still summon those extra deck monsters, which kind of sucks, but their effects will be negated as long as he or those typings are on the field, which is really, really good. Now that they're getting support, I can't wait. Again, Magistus is just a top 10 favorite archetype. But we also, based on the cover of this article, know that Witchcrafters are getting support because their first image of the screen is literally just all three of the Witchcrafters with fucking glowing eyes saying, hey, we're getting support because we're the next story, which is really, really cool. Magistus and Witchcraft confirmed for me new stories. Also, a part of the Witchcrafter and what's called Magistus lore, Spellbooks, Endymion, and Invoker are also part of this lore. So that's 5 archetypes that are getting support in this like lore-based story, which is really, really cool. With the Sky Striker support, there was only just Sky Striker cards, which was cool and all, but a lot of those cards ended up being bad, and we didn't even use them for the retrospective. Like, we wasted, like, we gave them, like, 10 cards, and we only used, like, 4 of them. Like, don't get me wrong, Linkage and the new Link cards we just got revealed, like, literally, like, a month ago are crazy. But a lot of the main deck monsters that we got, like the Scientist dudes, they kind of just suck. Let's just be honest here. So, I'm glad that all the support is going to be around all of these archetypes. And it's going to bridge them all together, which is really cool and really fascinating. Spellbooks have needed support for a very long time, so I'm glad Spellbooks are getting support. Magistus is an archetype I thought Konami forgot about, so I'm glad they're getting support, because they only had 2 waves, and their second wave was strong, but not enough to compete with Sword Soul, which came out in the same set as that, the new support. So yeah, and Despia. Despia also came out in that support, which kind of, as I said, you are power crept immediately. But hey, We got some new support coming, so we might be meta changers. Who knows? Don't get me wrong. Witchcraft is already a really cool, interesting control deck. Now it's getting new support. That's really cool. And if Citadel, which is where all these guys are training at, is also going to get support, that means Endymions are going to get support. Endymion still has cards on the ban list till this day. The spell counters have never been stronger. I can't wait to see new Endymion support out. I want to see some new pendulums. Hey, this is new pendulums confirmed. This is just really, really good for like a whole bunch of decks. And who knows? Maybe we can finally have an Invoker archetype. So Invoke has always just been an engine. You have Alistair, you have the fusion monsters, you have the field spell and meltdown, and you have invocation. That's really it. That's really just the whole archetype. Technically there's a lake monster, but that's it. But who knows? Maybe we'll make a brand new bridging archetype with like invoker monsters, like in the main deck. That would be really cool, I feel like. I just feel like it'll make like, oh, instead of playing Alistair as some engine, you just play in all these other Spellcaster decks and Dogmatic of all things, you can just build your own Invoke deck. Like pure Invoke, those like actual support cards to flesh out the archetype. That would be really awesome. And I really can't wait to see what Konami does. I think Witchcraft has huge potential. I think that new fusion we got literally last year and Magnificent Mavens is absolutely crazy. I think the only reason why we didn't actually like dive into it more was because it was the same set that also introduced the OCG cards and made tier 0 tier elements a actual thing. So I'm not surprised we didn't continue going over the new Witchcraft stuff. But if they're getting more new stuff, who knows? Maybe Witchcrafter will become a meta deck. Same thing with Magistus and Spellbooks and all these other archetypes. I'm really excited to see what Konami does. I hope you all enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. And tell me what archetype you're most excited about getting support. See you on the next one, and bye-bye.